Ooh, here's a name I can say from the Eradicator.
Hello and welcome to this channel, everybody. This is the Eradicator, and today we have a little Star Citizen episode that is going to be about inside Star Citizen. That's what we always do on Fridays, guys, so let's do this. Unfortunately, the episode is going to be 8 minutes and 13 seconds. You know that this is something I've been voicing against for quite some time. There's a lot of people out there in the community who are also not very happy with that short length, so we should speak out against it. We should let CIG know that we don't like that. Of course, if you like it, that's fine, but this is not what we had been used to in the past. That if I were a subscriber, I would definitely not be happy. I wouldn't want my subscriber money to be spent for just 8 minutes per week. Seriously. But anyway, let's get started. Let's have a look at what they
Visual
have
effects.
to say.
If props are what make a place seem lived in, then VFX are what can make them seem alive in the very first place. And recently, team members have been working with some
we need
distance
VFX.
fields to improve
Yeah,
the way
why
that
not?
particles in any environment react to everything from asteroids to manufactured structures like space stations and vehicles.
So it's going to be a bit
It's a
technical,
technology
eh?
that can have far-reaching applications in the way our player characters interact with any environment. And it's just one more way we're working to make Star Citizen into a living, breathing universe.
Oh, I can imagine look at this guy. He's got a headache already working on that. What did Chris tell me to do? This is way too much work.
Today we're going to look at some improvements to the particle system, and that's some general improvement that applies to particles through all areas throughout the game.
All
We'll
right.
start off with showing
Yeah,
off
that's
some
what we have right now,
collisions.
right?
And as you see here, this is the old particle collision functionality we had. As you can see, the particles are just going straight through the ship, and it doesn't look very convincing.
Well, that's true that if it goes through the ship, the physics are not very good indeed.
What we've done now is that we can take Z-buffer collision, height map collision, and SDF, and combine this all. So combining these three can create very convincing looking collisions. So now I combine this Z-buffer collision with SDF collision.
Oh yeah, look at that,
As you
guys.
immediately see, it looks pretty convincing from all angles.
Well, it doesn't go through the
In the
ship.
particle shaders, we have a fairly accurate physics computation. We bring in a lot of aspects such as drag and friction, and particles can bounce a couple of times and then they transform into a sliding motion. So we try to be as physically accurate as we can within still being good performance.
Oh, I like what we're seeing, guys. I think this is very interesting because they're showing us the tools that they're using to create the game, and this is something that a lot of players, especially a lot of original backers, have been expecting all the way since 2012. You know, when there was that Kickstarter's campaign, and they would say that they would feature weekly episodes of behind the scenes and how the game is being made, and that's what we're having right now. I mean, it's great to have videos about Microtech and Horizon. I really love these, new ships. That's very cool, but I'm also very interested in how they make everything come together. Which kind of tools are they using to bring all these visual effects that are going to bring us, that immersion that we're craving for Star Citizen. I like what I'm seeing here.
We can increase the count of the particles if we want. If I disable the SDF again, well, we get back
Well,
to
this is
situation.
we're having a Kiss concert, guys.
Now we're going to look at the different scenario, and in this case, we're going to showcase how the different elements of collision comes together and what each element contributes to the overall visual. So I will start off by enabling.
Oh, I could totally see that being used in 3.7 already. You guys know that in 3.7 we're going to have projectile launchers, especially missile launchers, but especially grenade launchers. I can totally imagine seeing that new bouncing technology being applied to these grenades.
Enabling collision, and as you can see, it's bounces quite convincingly the movement, but it's not a very complex effect.
Wow, okay, so this is quite convincingly. I wonder what it's going to be when it's going to be actual convincing.
I will start by adding some effects that will play upon each collision event. Yeah, as you see now,
look at these sparks.
Spawn these sparks. This gives a better sense of particles and actual impact. Yet the main particle, it sort of comes just to a straight stop. So I'm gonna add some slide to the movement.
Yeah.
When it reaches.
Oh,
It still looks a
yeah.
little bit odd.
Oh, we can see them sliding. Look at that.
So I'm gonna give it some effects that plays when it's. Yes. Add some slide.
Oh, yeah, look at this one.
As you
Very
can see,
nice. Very nice.
This is a much more interesting looking effect.
I can totally imagine this being featured. Let's say you throw a grenade, the grenade is exploding, the impact is going to make the fragments of the grenade go throughout different directions. I can totally imagine that being in the game, with grenades.
The main particle collides with the environment. It will shoot out sparks from the collision position, and when it hits the target, it will eventually, after a couple of bounces, transition into a sliding motion, and while it slides, it will also emit a trail afterwards.
Which is pretty cool. So, for example, you are throwing a projectile, and with this new bouncing technology, you're going to have to really control your angle. Otherwise, maybe the bouncing will be out of control, or it's not going to get towards where you want your projectile to go. This is another thing that is going to bring immersion. I'm totally all for these little details. Absolutely.
Its wake. And this technology will apply to all areas of the game, and this is something we continuously work on, so I hope we should be able to showcase this some more in the future.
Well, but it looks like this guy is going to have a job for a long time at CIG if this is something that they continuously work for, because Chris Roberts is never happy. He always wants an extra little thing, an extra little that. So cool. Anyway, the progression we're seeing is most satisfying.
So chemical reactions, which are the process in which two or more substances act mutually on each other and are changed into something different, like exothermic reactions, which, quite frankly, I studied before they were cool. You know what the worst thing about doing chemistry jokes is? No reaction. Chemistry puns. Really in my element. You can close the door, it's fine. Recently, members of our audio team traveled to Jönköping, Sweden, to record the sounds of chemical reactions that can be applied to a multitude of uses within Star Citizen.
Well, we're going to have new sound effects. Let's have a look, or let's have an ear, I should say.
In April of 2019, the Cloud Imperium Games audio team travelled to Sweden to a small, unassuming chemistry lab in search of some really cool sounds.
Nice.
Together with our friends from Pole Position Productions, we spent a day recording a bunch of crazy chemical reaction sounds to use in Star Citizen.
All right, now remember what they said. This is very interesting. So obviously they subcontracted that task because it only took 1 day. So I'm glad that they're actually not hiring a whole team for these sound effects, and this is just a punctual thing. This is, in my opinion, money well spent. Especially the more we have real sounds that really fit what we need in the game, the more realistic it is going to sound. The more realistic it sounds, the more immersive, again, it gets. So all for that. I'm glad we're seeing that in the show here.
Squadron 42.
Whoa. Whoa, okay. Are we really going to have sounds like that? Whoa. Are these gonna be like sounds of misfires or things blow up? Is this what it's gonna sound? This is awesome. We know we're gonna have kitchens, cooking tools, barman restaurants. Are we gonna hear these sounds in restaurants as well? Not just in ship or in city environments, maybe. There's plenty of different uses for these new sounds that they're recording here. This is quite cool. Good stuff here. Oh yeah, I can totally imagine that coming from a kitchen. You're grilling a nice steak, doing, or maybe stewing some meat. Very cool.
Lastly, before we let
That's
you go
all.
this week,
That's all. See, that's why it sucks having an 8-minute episode. I wanted to see more or hear more. This was great. This was the best part of the show so far.
in last week's sprint report, we gave you a brief look inside the current progress of the Banu Defender and promised we'd follow up on it in the coming weeks. And
Well, we've been seeing the Banu Defender week after week. They probably recorded the whole thing, in one chunk, and they're splitting that in different episodes. I hate that, CIG.
because you suffered through my chemistry jokes, we're just going to go ahead and let these exotic alien visuals speak for themselves.
Yeah, go. So what do we have? Oh yeah, look at that, the Banu Defender. All organic looking, typical Banu design here. Now that looks very convincing and final to me, guys. I don't know why we're stuck at 21 tasks out of 50 in the roadmap. And that's the thing. I wished that CIG could communicate more. I wish CIG could say, you know, guys, this is what we still need to do. We've done that. We still need to do that. We don't know. We're not informed. So we're stuck with a roadmap that doesn't tell us anything, and it's leaving us wondering when is this finally going to come. You know, I know it's 3.7, but we have the same issue, for example, with the Banu Defender, not the Banu Defender, with the 890 jump or ship rentals. Ship rentals stuck at 1 out of 2. Look at that, just a seed, by the way. Looking very organic indeed. Very nice, very nice. Still that. I like how hybrid it is. It's well hybrid, but at the same time adapted for humans.
So what did we learn this week? We learned that the VFX
we know.
team
So let me continue my rant here. I think that this is a shame that they're not communicating on what's going on with some of the lack of progress we can see with those ships or some of these elements. Ship rentals, 1 task out of 2. It's been like this forever. Banu, the 8-9 jump, it's still not there. We still don't even have Evocati. Why? We don't know. We don't know. I'm okay with ships and elements not being ready and being released when they are ready. That's totally fine. But please, CIG, tell us what's going on. Anyway, we're still going to have a few extra pictures of the Banu Defender. I wonder if this is actually going to be the original color or if this is still gray box phase, because I was under the impression the Banu Defender was a little bit more bluish than this. Anyway, it looks pretty gorgeous indeed. If you guys have a Banu Defender or a Banu ship, please tell me in the comments down below. I personally don't, but that's okay.
Thanks for watching.
Anyway, that's all for this short Insta Star Citizen. Don't go anywhere. It's now time to talk about the giveaway. This month I have a giveaway. I am giving away a Tombril Ranger CV with lifetime insurance. It's the perfect space motorcycle if you want to do delivery missions on planet sides. All you need to do to get a chance of winning is to subscribe to this channel and to comment to any videos posted this month. The winner will be announced early September. Good luck to everybody out there. Big thanks to the Patreons who are making this content possible. You guys are awesome. You give me the extra motivation to go the extra mile to give you all that content on a weekly basis, and I deeply appreciate. I also appreciate all the people who helped me getting this new PC. You guys are absolutely awesome. I couldn't have made it without you guys, so big thanks. And that's all for this video. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the roadmap update. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I wish you a wonderful and pleasant day or evening wherever you are. This is the Eradicator. I'm signing out.